There we go. Well, we're on. Okay, let me repeat this for our viewing audience. I'm now calling the House Information and Audits Committee to order. Our first order of business, of course, is to adopt the rules. I've passed out a list of the committee rules. I'd like for y'all to review that. And then after y'all review it, I would entertain a motion.
Chairman, I'd like to make a motion at the appropriate time after review is over.
Thank you. Super. Dexter, have you had a chance to look at that? Okay. I'm sorry, I should have gotten you a copy before the meeting started. Super.
Mr. Chairman, if it's appropriate, I make a motion that the rules for House Information Audits Committee be adopted as presented.
All right. There's a motion. Is there a second?
I'll second.
Second. Any discussion? We've looked at this. Dexter, do you have any issues or questions or comments?
No.
All right. All those in favor of passage of the rules as presented before y'all signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Like so? Good. Super. Well, it passes unanimously. Thank you. I wanted to mention for the microphone that all our meetings are going to be filmed and recorded. And then I would like to mention also that by statute, we have to meet once every 60 days. So even in the off season, we're going to be required to have a meeting, and we're currently having discussions on whether which day to have the meeting. So every other month, we're looking at, I think Emery said Tuesdays are not a good day, maybe the third Wednesday of the month, and we're not going to move on that at this point, but I'd like everybody to be thinking about that. So, Dexter, you've got the longest to travel,
Right.
and I've got the second longest to travel, so maybe you and I can share a ride or something coming up from time to time. But we'll look at that at the next meeting. Stephen, I'd like for you to introduce yourself and to everyone here so that they can know that you'll be helping us this session.
Well, thank you, Mr. Chair. I'm Stephen Smith, and I'm the new budget analyst for the House Budget Office, and I'm pleased to work with you. I'm anything that you need done that I'm able to do, I'll be glad to do.
Good. Greg, I'm going to call on you in just a second. I want to do a little bit more business, and then I'll introduce Greg. Part of the responsibilities of our committee is to review the audits presented by the Department of Audits, and these audits are not only fiscal in nature, but they're performance audits. And one of the things I want to follow up on and try to work on is in recommendations by the Department of Audits to find out which departments, agencies, communities are not taking the suggestions that are being suggested by the Department of Audits. And I'm just concerned about the ones that are being stonewalled, that information, not using it to better perform their responsibilities. And so we'll be looking at that. And at a later date, we're going to be forming small subcommittees. The other thing that I want to mention, it's all of our responsibility during session to review the journals each day. Every morning when I get up, I speak on behalf of the committee, and Chuck and I have a routine of meeting in the clerk's office to get a hard copy of the journals and review them. Emery, I think you'd like to do it on the internet, and you do it on the internet as well. All right. If there's any questions you have, either let's get together and huddle and talk about it, or bring it to the clerk's attention, one of the two. If something you see in the journals from time to time, there are mistakes, and that needs to be addressed. One last thing, and go ahead.
I was just going to say, on that point, Mr. Chairman, I know it's the duty of this committee to report every day to the full House our review. should you be absent, I think it falls to myself
That's
as
correct.
vice chairman.
That's
Does
correct.
it then fall to
Emory.
as secretary?
That's true.
And then on down the line. But you could have a situation where several of us, for whatever reason, are out, and then I guess it just goes on down the committee. So
Actually, no, that's happened before. Then the speaker has to appoint a temporary chairman of the committee to report.
okay.
Wow. All right. The other thing that I want to mention is that we also get to talk with Jennifer Sanders. She's going to make a presentation next week on the fiscal office and the review of the legislative expenses and the reports that she gives to us for us to look at. So I just wanted everybody to be aware that she will be at next week's meeting. And now it is my pleasure to introduce Greg Griffin, who is the state auditor, for a brief presentation and a brisk walk across the street.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman, committee members. My name is Greg Griffin. I'm the state auditor, and I actually have set up to do a presentation at our office.
Okay.
So look forward to doing that. And as you know, I've been in my position now 18 months. You all elected me into this position last session, so thank you for that. Again, I look forward to working with you. As I said, I've got a brief presentation set up in our conference room over there, followed by a short tour for those that wish to partake.
The loyal following.
So look forward to that.
Thank you, Greg, and give us about a second. Now, Ms. Christie, if you'd stand up and take a bow. Ms. Christie is my administrative assistant, and she's going to be leading the charge. She's going to be telling me what to do and how to do it. And so,
Where do you need that?
absolutely, absolutely. But thank you, Ms. Christie. I appreciate everything. Are there any questions, comments, statements? Well, the chair will be happy to entertain a motion to recess so that we can go across the street.
So
I don't think we need to do that, but we can do. Let's recess and go across the street.
I'll move that we recess and go across the street.
Second.
Super.